Hello, my name is Cameron Broussard and this is Armie. We are going to do a quick overview on cloth diapers. There are whole YouTube channels about cloth diapers. This is just going to be a quick 101 to help you decide if that's something you want to do. And it'll be as long as Armie cooperates. yeah. So, I guess first things first, pros and cons. Pro, it saves you money. They're a lot cuter and, of course, better for the environment. Cons, it doesn't save you money if you go crazy buying all the cute little patterns, and also that's not good for the environment if you're buying, tons and tons of new stuff every week. Another con is there's a bit of a learning curve as opposed to disposables. There's you could get some leaks, and there's plenty of fixes for that, but it might take a little while to learn. Another con is some daycares don't like cloth. Our daycare started with cloth, but now they've decided that it's not easy for them, so now we do disposables at daycare and cloth at home. So I'll talk about, there's a bunch of different types of cloth diapers. Armie has on an all-in-one diaper, which is probably the one that's closest to disposables, where on the inside all the absorbency is already sewn into the diaper. These are nice because they have an extra pocket that you can add stuff in to make them more absorbent, which is what we do at night. But I really like these because they have what's called a double gusset, which is this extra little, you see this, they have this elastic, but then they have this extra little elastic, which makes it really good against leaks. I've almost never had a problem with leaks with these. And then you have what's more common is a pocket diaper, which it doesn't have, hold on a second. It's just fabric, and then it has no absorbency sewn in, and then it has a pocket that you stuff with inserts. And there's multiple kinds of inserts, and each insert has different absorbencies. The microfiber absorbs the fastest, but it doesn't hold it as well as the natural fibers. The bamboo absorbs pretty fast, and it holds a lot, so a lot of people like bamboo. And then there's the pre-folds or cotton that absorbs a lot, but it takes a little longer for it to absorb. So all these, or combination of these, can be stuffed inside your pocket diapers, or like I said, with my all-in-one, it also has a pocket. And there's, depending on your child, you might choose a number of combinations of these. For our nighttime diapers, when we were just on pockets, we would just do a pre-fold and a microfiber. Now that we have the all-in-ones, I just put a pre-fold in there for nighttime. But daytime, it's just all together, and I just put that on him. I like these because it's a lot less laundry. I guess that's another con with cloth diapers, is there's more laundry. You can see there's a ton of buttons. Those can be confusing at first, but it's to make it adjustable for a wide range, so you can have your baby from almost newborn to till they're potty trained in these. They do have newborn sizes, and I would suggest using those when they're newborn, but they'll probably grow out of them when they're like 12 pounds. So Some people decide to skip that, but when you have this big diaper on a tiny newborn, sometimes it's, you know, it's a little bulky. So these buttons right here adjust the rise, so you can button that down. I only have one hand, so you can button that down and make that a lot smaller. And then these at the top adjust the waist, so the waist right here. So there's 2 rows of buttons, one here. I always button these first, and then I go back and I button these. My son has kind of a frog belly. Yeah, he got froggy belly. So, Bum Genius is one brand that a lot of people love and recommend, but it did not fit him because the way his belly is. So just like, you know, adults, babies have different body types, so you gotta find the diaper that fits your baby the best. But you want to make sure there's enough room here to where you can do 2 fingers, and then you want to make sure there's not a gap anywhere here. That's why I like the double gusset, because with this second thing, it's almost impossible to have a leak on the sides. And if you do have leaks, there's all kinds of checklists online to help you figure it out, but pay special attention to where the leaks are. Is it coming out the top? Is it coming out the side? Most of the time it's fit. Did you put it on right? But sometimes, you know, it could be something else. They also have swim diapers, which, you know, basically it's just to catch the poop. If poops happen and pees go straight through. So if you're not crazy about doing cloth diapers all the time, you can always just get the slim diapers. And then there's another kind of diaper that's just called a cover. So you can get Velcro on almost all these, but the Velcro wears out fast. So that's why a lot of people don't use the Velcro. And you don't have the adjustability in the rise. But these, you just have a cover, and then you put the insert into the cover. Now, but with these, you can't use the microfiber, because the microfiber can't go straight up against your baby's skin, because it's too absorbent and it'll cause rashes. Also, if you're using cloth diapers, you cannot use a diaper rash cream that's oil-based. So there's a bunch of lists online. I can put some resources below, but these are 2 diaper rash creams that don't have oil in them, so you can use them. If the ones that are oil-based, they repel water, so they get stuck on your diapers, and they don't come off. I also use cloth wipes, which I just keep in this little container, and they pull out. So I pull one out, and then I spray it with my nice spray bottle, and then it just has water in it. Some people put essential oils in it, but water does the job, so I'm happy with that. I also made some wipes myself out of just an old bed sheet. So I just sewed them into these little squares. But to be honest, I definitely like these better, that somebody bought me off of for somebody on Etsy. So I like those better. They're thinner, but the cloth has more texture to them. So it's a little bit better than the ones that I did with my bed sheets. A lot of people ask about staining. So staining does happen, but if you just have it damp and set it in the sun for a couple hours, that goes away. I don't care about the wipes, so I haven't taken the time to do that. Let's see, what else? this book is a great resource. I got a lot of ideas about baby stuff from here and how to make it more environmentally friendly. One thing I really liked that she suggested was having a baby shower asking for secondhand items. So that's what I did. It makes making the registry a little more difficult, but I found a website that I could do it with, and it took a little more time than maybe the traditional registry, but I still got all the items we needed, and it was all secondhand, so that's great. I think a lot of people, think about what's the most environmentally friendly, and they research all this fancy new stuff when the answer really is something that was handed down. And speaking of secondhand, the diapers are very readily available secondhand, and I would definitely suggest maybe starting there because, like I said, your baby might not fit every brand of diaper. So if you start with secondhand, it's cheaper. It is also better for the environment, but you didn't put in as much of an investment, and you might get different types pretty easily. So that's how I figured out that I liked the double gusset ones, and once I figured out what I liked, I needed a few extras, so I went ahead and bought some new. And I can put a link below for the diapers that are my favorite ones. But there's all kinds of people on Etsy who make the diapers from scratch, and you can definitely do that as well and support a local business. Let's see what else. Let's see, my drawer set up, so his changing table is on a dresser, and we have the changing pad there and his mobile above there so he can look at it and be distracted instead of crying. On the side we have a trash can that you step on, and in the front we have the wet bag with all the diapers in it, and then in the back we have disposable, since like I said for daycare he does disposable, so he comes home in that. You can also, if your daycare does do cloth, you can have a wet bag like this that travels well. So then in his drawers we have his disposables over here and his cloth right here, which usually I have more, but I haven't put them away yet. And then another thing people ask about is, what do you do with the poop? So when they're exclusively breastfed, you don't have to do anything. You throw it in the laundry, and it's all good. But once they start eating solids, you need to get the poop off the diaper before you put it in the wash. Some people use liners like this, and they put it in between, in the bottom of the diaper, and if there's poop in it, they just toss it. Some people use felt liners, so it's the same concept except it's reusable. But most people wash it off in the toilet, so you can get a quick view. My toilet has the sprayer right there, and then you just take the sprayer off and you hold the diaper and you spray it in the toilet. Again, if you want more details on this, there's plenty of YouTube channels. I'll link a couple below that I like. Another good resource is Facebook groups. That's great for asking questions. And what else, Armie? What else?